All right, for math today, it's going to be a little bit shorter because our reading took a little longer because we had a treat, right? So, we're going to keep working on multiplying with 4. We have 1 page left in our packet that we had torn out of our math workbook. So, let's take a look here. The example has the tennis balls in it. Is that the page you're on? Mm-hmm. Page 141? Okay. So study the example showing how to break apart the factor 4 to multiply, then solve problems 1 through 6. So we've talked about breaking it apart. What's the easiest way to break 4 apart? Into how many and how many? But then we still have to have 4, right? What do you think? Right down the middle? What's halfway between 4? How many would we have on this side? Everybody?
2.
What about over here?
2.
Okay, so let's look at that. Is that how they did it?
Yeah.
Did they break 4 apart into these 2 and those 2? Okay, read the example with me. 2 friends play tennis together. Each friend brings 4 tennis balls. How many tennis balls do they have in all? So there's 2 friends, and each one brings 4 tennis balls. So we have to figure out how many there are in all. So this friend, they're saying, brought how many?
4.
And this friend brought how many?
4.
So the multiplication expression or equation is 2 times 4 equals what? That's what we have to find, right? So you might break apart 4 into 2 and 2. That's a really easy way to do it. So each part is 2 times 2. Remember doing this?
Yeah.
How many rows?
2.
2. How many tennis balls in each row?
2.
2. That's where they get 2 times 2. What about on this side? How many rows?
2.
2. How many tennis balls in each row?
2.
2. So again, 2 times 2. So then we have 2 times 2. What does that equal? 4. And 2 times 2, what does that equal? 4. Look at their next line here. Double the product. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 2 is 4. So we have 4 plus 4. Because remember, once we've broken it apart, what do we have to do with it?
Add it back.
We have to add it back together. So 4 plus 4 equals 8. Therefore, 2 times 4 equals
8.
2 times 4 equals 8. What if we change the order of the factors? We had 2 times 4. What if I change the order by flip-flopping them? Now I have 4 times 2. What does that equal?
8.
It's still 8 because we have the same factors, friends. All right. So 2 times 4 equals 8. Therefore, they have 8 tennis balls. Whoa. I got carried away. All right, let's look at problem 1. Read problem 1 with me. Find 3 times 4 by breaking apart the array or by changing the order of factors. All right, so break apart that array. Show me how you would break it apart. Okay. It's looking like the majority of you did, get my pen here, did that. Okay. So you broke apart the array. Sorry, I clicked too many times. So now, what do you have on this side of your array? I want you to write those multiplication expressions for each side of your array. You're going to turn it into that longer expression. So you have this on this side and this on this side. Show me what you're remembering from what we've talked about previously. Show me those multiplication expressions for each side that you broke apart. Class.
Yes, yes.
All right, let's take a look up here. You have the same thing on your paper, but eyes looking up here. So we broke this apart right down the middle of this array. How many rows do we have? Everybody.
3.
We have 3 rows. But how many, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. How many are in each row? 2. So what's my first multiplication expression here?
3 times 2.
3 times 2. I broke it apart though, so what do I need to put around those expressions? Do you remember what they're called? Anybody remember what these things are called? They kind of hug our expression. Parentheses. Okay, it's broken apart right now. What do we have to put between our 2 expressions that we just broke apart? An addition sign, because we're going to have to put them back together. But let's look at this side of the array. How many rows are over there?
3.
And how many are in each row?
2.
So it's the same expression on that side. Now, is this easier to solve by breaking that 4 apart? Yeah, if you're not very familiar with your 4s, this is a good strategy to use for right now. So friends, what is 3 times 2?
6.
6. Plus, what is 3 times 2 again?
6.
So now, if I put those 6's together, how many do we have? What's our product? 6 plus 6 is 12. So what is 3 times 4? 12. Okay, we're not going to explain. We're going to do something a little different down here. We have this 3 times 4, that expression. How could you change the order of that expression? Show me down here how to change the order of this, I'll erase it, but of this expression. Show me how to change the order. Okay, everybody's got it. So So to change the order of 3 times 4 equals 12, what would we write first? Everybody.
4.
Then what?
Times
What?
3.
Equals what?
12.
Does it matter the order of our factors?
No.
Whether it's 3 times 4 or 4 times 3, what do they both equal?
12.
12. Very good. Oops, forgot that I have it on the pen. Okay, let's look at page 142, number 3.
4.
Okay, so number 3. Complete these 4 facts, or 4's facts, excuse me, using any strategy you choose. Okay, so if you need to use your whiteboard to help you out with this, I want you to complete these on your own. Now, some of you might already know your 4's facts. You might know how to easily skip count by 4's. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, running out of breath, 28, and so on. Okay? But some of you might still need to use some of these strategies we've been learning to help you solve each of these. Everybody's at different places in their learning, and that is totally fine. I want you to be successful in figuring out how you would solve those with whatever strategy you currently need to use. Okay? I want to jump down to here first though. We'll come back to that one. Okay? Look at 4. It says Bronson drew the array. Do you see this big array over here? You have it on your paper too. He drew the array to solve a problem. What multiplication problem is he trying to solve? So go ahead and fill in the multiplication problem that goes with that array. Remember, you have to count rows first, and then how many are in each row next. How many of you have this multiplication problem started here? Do you have this number here? And this number over here? Okay. So now, when we are breaking apart an array, looking at it this way, it's going to be easier to break it this way, right? How would you break apart this array? Show me right now. Good job. Okay, so I'm seeing, let me get back to a pen here. I'm seeing this is how you broke your array. Okay, that makes sense. So now you are going to create the multiplication problem here. Goes with the information shown on this side. Create that multiplication problem for this side of your array. Then, for this multiplication problem, with that side of your array. And then you're just going to complete each step. So you're going to multiply that and put it on this line. Multiply that, put it on this line. It's just like what we've been doing. They've just given you longer lines to do them on, right? So go ahead and fill this in to go with that broken array that you now have. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Go ahead and finish solving that out then. Okay, but looking at this, there's only 4 rows. Oh me,
Oh my.
thank you. All right, so friends, how many rows are in this whole entire array?
9.
9, right? And in the whole entire array, how many are in each row?
4.
4. So that's the whole thing. But you broke it apart. How many rows are there still?
9.
9. We didn't change the number of rows, did we? But now how many are in each row?
2.
There's only 2. What about on that other side?
2. 9.
How many rows?
9.
And how many in each row?
2.
Is yours looking like this up here? Because this is what you're telling me. Are you right? Okay. So now what do?
You
We add what?
and you have to times the
Oh, do I need to multiply those now? Okay, what's 9 times 2?
18.
18. And what's that 9 times 2?
18.
I'm done.
No.
What's my next step?
Add the 18.
I have to add those together, don't I? 18 plus 18. How many of you think you know what 18 plus 18 is? What's 8 plus 8?
16.
I have to regroup that, don't I? What's 1 plus 1 plus 1?
3.
3. So what's 18 plus 18?
36.
All right, now, did you rewrite this multiplication expression down here? Okay, so 9 times 4 equals,
36.
all right. Now, we're gonna omit 6 for right now. I want you to go back up and finish part 3. Once you have that finished, made that really big, oh well. Once you have that finished, then on your whiteboard, I want you to write the multiples of 3 and then write the multiples of 4. But finish this first. Remember when you're doing multiples, you're just skip counting by 3s or you're skip counting by 4s. And I think by the time we get that done, it will be about lunchtime.